Good morning, everyone, and happy actual start of the weekday sort of thing for this week. Put us in lo-fi mode. There we go. And put that in. And alrighty. I am entering in important things. June 9 through 11. Hang on real quick. Doot. Good morning, Brent. There we go. Entering information about Iacon. Important. And there we go. Iacon. And we need to put it the other direction. Orete. And I am entering in all the information for Iacon that we've got for it. Make sure that we've got all this information in for Iacon, because that's an important one, and I am working on Iacon too. So and I can't get the boop-de-wop whatever. All right. I'm just doing some work here real quick. Nope. I don't think they have an official Twitter account. This is not going to end well. Yeah, as always happens, I end up getting drafted to work for conventions. I don't have an awful lot of Um, I don't have a. I try really hard because I don't have a lot of spoons. So I try real hard to not get drafted into these things. But some of these mean something to me. And Ayakon will always sort of mean something to me. And not only indigenous culture for one, but also because anyway, all right. Ayakon, that's Raf's and Christina's convention. So I've gotten drafted, which is all right. For Raf and Christina, it's okay. I will do that because they're buddies, and I will help them and stuff. All right. When they both are artists. No, I'm doing stuff for Raf and Christina as a con person. They're not letting me do the artist thing. I'm kind of grumpy about that. It's June something to something. June 9th to June 11th. Pepper's here.
The show with Guy.
Hey, Pepper.
Morning.
Good morning, my friend.
I'm on my last of the project I'm on.
Mm-hmm.
So, how's everyone this morning?
So far, so good. So far, so good.
Good.
What's next after this project? Asks.
Well, I know I have to write about what I've been working on. Which is not to say I don't want to, but I kind of have to. This has become the Kickstarter project. So, I don't know if any of you remember, but I was supposed to do a Kickstarter last year, and I had to stop it because of stupid copyrights.
Oh, yeah.
And So this is going to probably become the new one. Because all of these images I created myself. Type deal. But after this, I need to get on either writing or creating some comics because I got accepted to Wicked West. So
To where?
I got my acceptance email from Wicked West.
Oh, nice.
It did actually go into my folder for spam. So if you're still waiting on yours,
Yeah, I should check my
there.
folder.
Yeah.
Mistaken, the kiddo did empty the dishwasher.
Oh, good. All I need to do is load it. That's not bad.
Is that Maya?
Yep.
Hi, Maya.
Everybody says hi.
Never asked. Am I okay calling her Maya?
Yeah. Yeah. She goes by either. Interchangeably. She doesn't actually feel like that's she doesn't feel like that's a nickname so much as just one of the other names she goes by. So there we go. I've added a new convention. So there's a place called fancons.com, and it's a website which we can track conventions at.
Uh-huh.
And so it's actually kind of nice because all of the other conventions that are here are definitely listed. Although some of them are kind of screwed up. Like I get a kick out of some of the things that they say about NDK because it's not done by somebody who actually worked at NDK. And I'm like, I'll go in and I'll change it. And they're like, what information or what gives you the clearance to do this or whatever is the word they're looking for? You know, it's like, why do you know this information? And I'm like, I'm the official archivist of the convention. Every time I'm like, it's my job. It's what I do at the con.
Yep.
That's my job. And then like Starfest, it's like, what do you know? How do you know Starfest? I'm like, I've been going to it since 1984. I know Kathy Walker personally. I'm like, I'm kind of in this in the field here.
Yeah. There's certain people tied to certain events though that basically make me not want to do them anymore. So
That's not what I was talking about. But okay. Collectorabilia. Okay, I don't know where that is. Let's see. USA. KS. Here's your list, Chief. Although, looks like you have 3 cancels and 1 postponed. Although it looks like Super World Comic Expo got postponed, then canceled. So there you go. You've got coming up. No, the 3 cancels are all the same one. So I just got itself moved, and then wiped out. Oh, this is 2022. Hang on. Let's do 2023 because that's this year. So far, just NakaCon and Anime Festival Wichita. Yeah. Well, there you go, dude. You at least got 2 coming up. But looking from 2022, it just looks like there's nobody in Kansas who knows they're supposed to be updating these conventions. Because somebody here definitely is. Because this is, I mean, like WhimsyCon's in here, Retromania, Fan Expo, NDK, Comic Con in Colorado Springs, Denver, Collecticon. Like all of these are already in here, including Rocky Mountain Nightmares, which I've never even heard of.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, with the amount of conventions that are in Colorado, I'm not surprised someone's updating it.
Yeah.
Like, I think we've had this discussion. Like, the amount of conventions in Colorado is kind of big.
Oh man, they hi you. So yeah, they even have our COVID policy. They have our non-harassment policy up here. Man, this is nice. Like this is relatively well updated here. It looks like this time. I don't have to update anything on this page. It looks like. What does it
Did
say?
they have your updated AI art policy?
No, but they probably will because we do have an updated AI art policy. And we are going to change our logo. So we need to fix that. We're not going to use the rising sun anymore.
I noticed that.
And it's primarily because that's sort of becoming in Japan. It's not yet, but it's moving very quickly to having the same connotation as the Confederate flag does here.
Gotcha.
So either way, it's primarily their military ensign, which really doesn't fit us as a culture anyway. So
aren't we the reason why it's strictly for military? Didn't after the events of World War II they took it out of their flag?
Oh no, they still use it. It's still a legal flag. It's just that generally it's their Navy ensign. So typically people sort of perceive it as a military thing.
Well, I mean, you guys could be military, walk around.
Yeah, we could, but that probably would not fit us either. Such a oh god, cat. I love you a whole lot, but literally trying to read things is very difficult when you literally stick your face in my face. Weirdo. You're my weirdo, though. No, can't submit your AI artwork there, Brent. Just saying. Please. All right. I don't want your butt in my face either. Let's see what we got here. Hey!
Stuff you say to a cat and a toddler.
Right. Don't stick your butt in my face. Yep. Hey, they've updated Indicate 97 to my information. Good.
Yay.
Oh yeah, who attended? Me. Look, I attended.
Yay.
Anime Ace. Whoever that is, that was one of like frickin' 75 people who attended Indicate 1. Oh, am I not logged in? No, I'm logged in. Okay. Here. I'll put this here so you can jump up on it. I know you want love and stuff. Why is this not open? I have a future. Your most recent convention was Indicate 19. Yeah, I need to update that. I'm not sure either. Change avatar. Why is my avatar not loading? Hey, you know what I can do? Oh, I can check. Oh, not good enough to put the... Hi. Oh. You really do make this difficult. Okay. Okay, you passed. Oh man, we have never going to do this. At some point, you'll get annoyed with me. All right. Now, can I put you down, please? Thank you.
You put him down, and this is when he gets annoyed.
He's already annoyed.
So, out of curiosity, are you a Night Court fan?
So I watched Night Court back in the day. And though I'm not like what I would call a fan, but I am watching and interested in the new
The soft boot?
yeah, the new soft boot. I think it's kind of interesting.
Well, the reason why I ask is it premieres tonight, so, and
That's
I'm
cool.
kind of curious too. I like Melissa Roche as an actress too, and I'm happy that they're allowing her to finally use her real voice for acting in a series, because the Bernadette voice from Big Bang Theory got really annoying at times for me.
Yeah.
Uh,
There we go. And why is not changing this one?
oh, I just realized something. I do have to make an Oni book before applying for NDK, don't I?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, just make sure that whatever you submit to show that you do stuff, it's related to Japan. And that's part of our 504c3. 501c3 or 501 genes or whatever.
It's part of your it's part of what you guys do as far as charity work goes.
Yes. Promoting Japanese culture. And be aware that for reasons that I'm still not quite sure I understand, but we have to do a lottery on it because we don't have as many spaces as we do people who submit. So just be cognizant of that.
That's fine. Um, what convention in Colorado is it that it's like adults only?
Denver.
Denver?
Denver.
Denver. Okay. I'm trying to avoid that one.
Okay. Apparently cannot load an avatar. So there's that. Weird. Oh well. Yep, there we go. Wow, I've been to a lot of conventions. Okay, I've entered Iacon. Done this bit here, getting all this set up.
What's the price of Iacon?
We don't know yet. They haven't set that. But you should try to get in for an artist. You should table at Iacon, definitely.
If I do that, I have to do something culturally specific to my background.
I don't think so. That's not what they're trying to do. We are, but they're not.
As much as I would love to believe that, that's not the impression I've gotten.
I know. They're trying to change that impression. They want it to be the native community extending an outreach to the rest of the communities, but mostly a Denver-based community. But I have to admit, and I'm going to have to bring this up to Christina, the wording on their website still looks like a Indigenous convention for Indigenous people. And it's like, okay, but you're not inclusive. It does say something about being all inclusive, certainly. But yeah, it still feels like.
Yeah, because like Raph has explained to me what they're looking for, and he went in and like he's like, if you have anything like culturally for your background, and I'm like, well, I have an art book for my Polish heritage, and he's like, yeah, showcase that. And I was
Well,
like,
that's different. I think because I think that's the thing. They're talking about heritage.
yeah, like I'm not
Heritage.
saying like I mean like hereditary heritage stuff. I would have to break out another thing to do for it.
Right, that's fair. As long as you know that it's not, you don't have to be native. They just want you to pull your heritage for this. We can celebrate heritage. It's a heritage culture. I know I've said the word heritage so many times it sounds weird.
Yeah.
You know how that goes.
Yeah. But I don't know how well Polish heritage is going to be received right now, so
Why would Polish heritage not be well received?
stuff that's happening in that area of the world.
Yeah, but but Poland is on the UN side.
Yes,
If you were
and
Russian,
they've also taken the rights away of women for they've also taken the right of abortion away from women.
that doesn't. Yeah, well,
Any
we did too. So there's that.
What else have they done? Pretty much, they've taken a lot of women's rights away. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, we're notorious for that crap too. I don't know where I'm going with this comic, so I'm going to save it and close it. Because I'm not sure what joke I was trying to make. So this will be one of my 2 buys that I can do this year. Because I don't know I don't know what joke I was going for. But the good news is that when I figure out what the joke is on that comic, I can just reload it, finish the joke, and then fire it off, and it'll be done. And its place will be held. And I need more coffee. Yeah, so Brent's asking if you're planning on tabling at IndieK.
Well, it's not up for me to submit yet.
No, that's the word planning.
Oh, yeah, I was planning.
Okay. Wondering whether Brent has a "do you want me to help you sit at the table" plan going with him or something like that.
I mean, I know this year Bill probably doesn't want to be at conventions, so that would probably be nice.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why Cayen and I are sharing tables all year. So we actually, I'm sure, if we really wanted to, we could make it you, me, and Cayen at tables. I don't want to say that without talking to Cayen, but we
As
can make
much as I would like for that to be a thing, I was thinking more or less myself. Me by myself, by myself. Because I like being all by myself.
That's also totally cool.
I've tried sharing tables in the past, and like they never seem to work out. So.
Okay.
But I may reach out to someone I know in Colorado, see if she's wanting to do it. I don't know. Sometimes she does conventions, sometimes she doesn't. So.
Okay, more coffee. I'll be back. My wife is a coffee thief and a meanie. Ugh. She drank all the coffee.
She's not a coffee thief. She just drank the coffee.
Coffee thief. She's a coffee thief.
I support this theft.
I just like the idea of you are a coffee thief and a meanie. You know, like seeing that. Meanie is such a great word. Like, Pepper, you're a meanie. It's just like so juvenile. I loves it.
There's this person online, I forget what the name is, but he does like he's a kindergarten teacher, and he basically does like he like uses examples of what his students say to one another for his videos and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the little girl ones are hilarious because like I remember as a child growing up, because I have so many dang sisters, that like I was just like, yeah, that's pretty accurate with the way that girls fight, because one of them's like, you're you're a duty head.
Right?
Your mom is a duty head. That's why you're a duty head. You know, that sort of stuff. But like, you're a meanie and stuff like that. Like he throws like that type of stuff in.
That's so funny. I hate kind of stuff like that. It's like what kids will do is funny. Crack me up. I have a job to do today too, where I've got to ride with my nibbling. Because they
You have a job for nibbling? What?
I have to ride with my nibbling. You know what a nibbling is? You know what the word nibbling means?
Yes.
Okay. Good. I have a nibbling job today where they are preparing for their driving test at 2 o'clock. So I'm going to go ride with them. And make sure that they are prepped and ready to go for the driving test. And then I'm going to go over here. I'm going to blow my nose. So hang on.
You're not allowed to do that.
I am still suffering from intermittent nose issues from a cold 2 weeks ago. And I am fundamentally over it. I cannot tell you how over it I am. All right. List. Hey there, and Sarge. How you doing? Good to see you. My wife, the coffee thief. She's not living this down. She's a coffee thief. I'm just saying. Just calling it like I see it.
I support your right wife. She did not steal the coffees.
You're like, I'm defending your wife.
She did not steal the coffees.
She did not steal the
Coffees were there for her to take.
right? Fair, fair, fair use. Fair use coffees. Great, buddy.
It is payment in sacrifice
Right.
for being your wife that she gets the coffees.
You know, to be fair, there is a certain amount of truth to that. Yeah, tomorrow's snowstorm is making me grumpy.
Yeah, I'm happy I went to the grocery store yesterday.
Yeah, I've got to go to the grocery store today because I was doing stuff all weekend.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
I know. I'm hoping that I can hit the grocery store early this morning. Like, I'm thinking of maybe jumping at a show 30 minutes early or whatever and heading over there before I go hang out with my nibbling. Drive them around. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for too, is I have like a meeting with my psychiatrist tomorrow, and I'm hoping that she'll be up for the idea of working off of Zoom tomorrow. Because I am not interested. I'm very not interested in going outside and wandering around, you know? Yeah. Yeah. There are times where I'm not sure you have good, like, depth of field vision.
Are you talking to George?
Yeah, I'm talking to George. I keep reaching down to scritch him, and he looks up at my hand, and then he arches his back like 3 feet away. I'm like, do you know where my hand is?
Oh, he's playing with you.
I know. What kind of predator are you if you don't know where my hand is? You're so weird. Such a floofy predator. I hope Bill is not annoyed by me talking over him mostly yesterday.
Huh?
I hope Bill is not annoyed because I talked over him mostly yesterday.
It's fine. He didn't mention anything.
Yeah. I love having Bill on here, and he causes me to think a lot about things, but I talk when I think. So the more I'm talking, the more I'm thinking, which is actually a good thing, you know?
Remember who he's married to.
Yeah, I know, but he's not married to me, so he doesn't have any he doesn't have any obligation, you know?
Yes. But I was saying that in more of like the defense he's used to being talked over.
Yeah, that's not necessarily a positive thing, though, you know?
No, but that's the side effect of being one of, multiple children.
Yeah. See you later, Sarge. Have a good day. Be careful. Stay safe tomorrow. Sarge is on the south side of town, so he shouldn't be hit that hard. In theory. In theory.
It's supposed to be north of Denver
Yeah, it's going to hit
area.
you guys really hard, and it's supposed to hit us moderately hard. And then it's supposed to get weaker as it gets souther. Ultimately being, Colorado Springs getting almost nothing at all. That's the footprint, But
Which
he's in
I
Aurora, so
which I find funny because, like, honestly, I'm picturing when people in the Springs panicking, like thinking it's gonna hit them harder than it probably will.
maybe. I mean,
No, because when I lived down there, everyone would freak out if there was a storm in Denver because they were like, "Is it gonna hit us?" And it's like, did it say it was gonna hit us?
yeah, I mean, NCAR is here, and the National Center for Atmospheric Research. So, like, the models in Colorado have gotten much better over the years. And a lot of the problems is, of course, in the 70s and 80s, you never knew where it would hit. We knew the storm was coming, but who knows? But
Well,
in the 90s,
yeah,
it got much more refined. So it depends on if you're dealing with older people or not.
yeah. The Colorado Springs kind of has the problem because they have those mountains right there that kind of blocks a lot of weather formations from being really bad at times.
Yeah.
Um, and then they have those same mountains cause like monumental issues at times as well for them weather wise.
Yeah. I don't even know what the hell I'm doing today. I am so offline. It's so sad. I don't know where my list of important things TM is.
I'm just picturing you with a giant Santa Claus style list that says important things on top.
Almost true. Almost. Because I had this list. I don't know. All right, 40. Okay, I'll be right back.
Don't threaten me.
Garage to look for pieces of wood. So, hang on. Big piece of wood acquired. Work, he says in quotes. Had to step away for, quote, work, end quote. All right. Now the question is, this work? Yeah. You want a little bit of play to mount onto something else. It'll still be fine. That's good. Phew. A big piece of wood. All right. First things first. Need to be at least 13 inches off of the deck.
That's what she said.
Yeah. We can make it 10 inches. No, maybe we should use 13 inches. Yeah, it should just be 13 inches.
She just said that to save your feelings.
Right? No, really, it's big enough. Honest, honey, it's big enough.
I was just find it funny because I wanted some like cultural aspects to kind of note for when I'm reading like this story about like ancient Greece.
Mm-hmm.
And like I'm reading it and they keep referencing something. And so I looked it up and apparently um
It's penises.
penises
Yep.
in general in ancient Greece, if you had a big one and people found out, you were typically mocked for being an idiot.
Yeah, well, I have problems with people who are big dicks too.
Well, no, it was like basically they equated it that you're only good for one thing and that's pretty much it, and you can't really achieve anything else because you're stupid. I was like,
I
so
wonder if, legitimately, I wonder if that's where calling people a dick is from.
I'm wondering too because like the more I read about the article, they were like, yeah, they were pretty brutal about it too. Like,
Yeah, I'm serious. I kind of wonder. Brent's like, I'm an idiot, I guess. Eh.
well, it basically goes on to say like the women at the time actually preferred smaller sizes.
Yeah, I think that, all jokes aside, most of the women that I have known in my life, and I'm not talking about in the cardinal sense, most of the women that I have known, size has not really been a thing. I mean, they have thought that big sizes were fun, but not. It wasn't a requirement, so to speak. And there are some benefits to being a buddy of women. You know, not getting involved with women sexually, because you get to hear all the real stories sometimes. These are 13 inches tall. Why am I 13 inches on everything? What's going on here? I'm 13 inches, Pepper, since we're talking about penises.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to resist to not make it, but I'm just like, that's what she said.
I know, you can't help yourself, man. These monitors are exactly 13 inches tall. Okay. That's a weird number.
Context with monitors is probably a good thing.
Yeah, I didn't mean to put context in there. Sorry. It was funnier when we thought we were talking about penises. It's a markedly funnier thing. Because I have no shame, as you may have learned over the
Oh,
years.
I know.
I have zero shame. It's only funny in my world. All right. Because the battle plan is to take this large 2x6 and put it on the table here straight up with these two monitors mounted to this 2x6 instead of mounted to the wall. That'll give them a 90-degree turn and pull them closer. And I can put this monitor a little underneath it, which is the battle plan.
Gotcha.
But in order to do so, I've got to kind of go through and do various like figuring outs of how all this stuff works. And whether I want to put an arm going out one side here to hold my camera, which I think I do. I think I want to make an arm going to the right that goes out past the monitor so that I sort of here. So whatever it is, it's going to be past 10 inches to one side. The problem is we've used inches for penises for so long, you can't even really measure stuff without people immediately going to inches and thinking of penises.
Well, I had so I had a friend in college. He learned the metric system because it made it sound more impressive.
I have 122 centimeters. Wait a minute. That's actually pretty impressive. To be fair. Hi, you floofy cat, floofy doom, doomy cat. Let's do this here. And then it'll give me the right angle. So we'll hold this up.
So, Guy, what type of what type of Oni book do you think I could possibly do for NDK?
Not 100% sure. I know that there are a couple of artists who just do singleton sort of things. So, for example, a single picture of different creatures or different bats or animals, birds, things like that. So there's certainly nothing wrong with the idea and or concept of
well, I know
Oni.
I know what I'm working on is more of like Western witchcraft.
Right. But you can still move to Oni.
But I like Onis. And I like Lum. So I like a lot of the stuff that Rumiko Takahashi has done. As far as yokai and Onis go.
Yeah, she has a definite preference for yokai, doesn't she?
Yes, she does. She does some like really off the wall ones too.
She really does. She's notorious for it. All right. Marked.
Oh, it's a video that someone wants me to watch. I'll have to wait.
I swear you said something about Baywatch, but that's all right.
No, someone basically sent me a thing about admin anti-LGBT adoption laws.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Kind of thinking the same thing, my friend. Thinking the same things.
But right now, I don't want to watch that stuff because it makes me super paranoid.
And mad. Yeah.
Not really mad. It's understandable, like that people feel like they don't want me and Bill to adopt. It's quite normal, actually.
You're very gracious. I don't know if I would be as gracious in your position. So props to you. Most definitely props to you. But I don't think I'd be as gracious. So.
Well, it was like my sister. One of my sisters the other day said the line, why won't you just let me make the birth mother that you were working with a villain? And I basically was like, because she's not.
She's not, and I'm not villainizing her at all, and I'm not going to.
No. I'm just saying it's like the adoption process. A lot of people have opinions.
Yep.
And the thing is what you have to remember is it is a very personal style of human interaction, and everyone has to respect it. And the thing is with adoption, everyone's like, "Oh, you should adopt," especially all this stuff and blah blah blah. But the
Especially
reality of adoption is it is still
stigmatized.
stigmatized to heavily degrees.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And the thing is like people still say insensitive comments, even if the people are, like in a heterosexual couple.
Oh yeah.
You're like,
They'll hit us with weird stuff sometimes too.
yeah,
Doesn't mean it's good.
yeah. No, it's one of those things of like when me and Bill enter this pool, like we're one of the youngest members in the pool. Like me and Bill are in our early 40s, and most everyone else is older than us.
Yep.
So
Yeah, I'm giving you props because you're being markedly more gracious than I would be in your shoes. That's all. I mean, I'm just giving you props, man.
But it also probably helps that I was raised by a bunch of conservative people.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was actually. But even then, my conservative buddy, who's notoriously, well, that made sense, even Roe v. Wade, sort of things. He's notoriously into that. Even he is pissed off in your favor. You know what I mean? He still thinks that's bullshit.
Well, the thing is with adoption, it's like, I'm sorry, I've been around kids that are being raised by LGBTQ plus parents, and all I have to say is they're usually more well adjusted.
Right?
They're not so messed up in the head.
That's the thing. You and Bill will make phenomenal parents. That's what makes
Yeah.
you so sad.
We just need a kid. That's all.
You guys are gonna make great parents. Oh my god. 4.5. You guys are gonna be wonderful parents.
Yeah. But no, I think my friend sent it to me because I think it's a representative in Texas speaking out, I guess, in favor of it.
Yeah. Texans get a bad rap, but the truth of the matter is they're not actually horrible humans.
No, they're not. And I have a lot of friends. I have a lot of friends that live in Texas, and they support me and Bill, and they can't wait for us to be parents too. I like some people's reaction to when they find out me and Bill are trying to adopt. I like one person's reaction of we've been dealing with having to have babies all this time, and these people who are not straight want kids. Let's support them. That was the whole reason why they supported me and Bill
Right.
doing it. They were like, let the gays start having kids. Then they'll see on how stressful it is.
Right?
That's like literally their attitude. Still is their attitude today. And a lot of people may say that that's kind of the wrong thing, but I'm like, you know what? For this person, it works.
Right. Well, like I said, I feel like you guys have a lot more. You guys have a lot more patience than I do. But part of it is also, I come from the generation that had to get into this fight. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
my generation, the Gen Xers, we were the ones that started out with ew, you can't touch me, Pepper, because you've got, AIDS. And we started there and had to work through it.
You,
And
you
then
know,
it got to
Guy, I,
on the
I,
other
I,
side. It got to the other. Hang on to the end, because if you leave me there, that's going to be an ugly place to leave me. Huh. It
no,
got
that's fine. I'm just
um, it
keep
got
going.
it got to the point where we had to realize how stupid we sounded and how horrible we sounded, and fix it. And so it's like, for me, it still makes me mad because I'm like, look, we had to work through this. Everybody else should just get over it too. It shouldn't be, this is not something that we worked at this one. So I don't know. Now you can say, I just didn't want to be left with you
No,
pimp.
no, 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 no. What I was gonna say is, me and Bill were raised Catholic,
Yeah,
so um, like what you're saying is actually what we grew up with as well,
sure.
me and him. But a lot of people like don't like equate that because everyone lumps me and Bill into millennials, but we're in this like really weird.
Somewhere in between.
Yeah, like because when I was growing up, I was not referred to as millennial.
No.
The first time that I was labeled as a generation, I was labeled as in between Gen X and no, I was labeled as Generation Y.
Yeah. I remember Gen Y. That was a
Yeah,
thing. Because
it was like a really small blip in history, but that's what older millennials are.
was it small
And
history? Sorry, you guys.
yeah. And it's like, no, because Generation Y, like, we were the last generation to basically ask the question why.
Mm-hmm. That's what I remember
And
about Gen Y as well.
everyone's like, but that's not true. And I'm just like, look, I am definitely not a millennial because I don't rely on technology 100% of the time. If I did, what I'm doing right now would be on a computer, not something I'm doing by hand.
Yeah.
Like it's like the amount of people that I run into that make their own
We said
watercolor
Jen
are kind of the
Gray.
same way.
You Jen
Huh?
Gray. Can we call you Jen Gray? You'd be like a phoenix and could rise from the ashes.
Jen Gray.
See,
Yeah.
I think it's good. I think it's good. What? Look, we're going for it. Jen Gray. I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't like the term millennial because that doesn't really suit. I was born in the 80s. I have early childhood in the 80s.
You rode
I
in the back of pickup trucks like all the rest of us Gen Xers.
yeah, I did. I pretended to be a freaking doll in the back of a truck so that my dad didn't get pulled over for having us in the back of the truck.
That's funny because yeah, that works. 7 divided by 2 is 3.5. None of this is straight. That's irritating.
Is anything straight anymore?
Well, you're not. Ha! Okay, come on, that was good. That was good.
I stopped being straight once the lithium left my system.
Right? Oh man, you got to admit that was quick. I'm proud of that one. No, it looks fine. I'm trying to mark the wood here so that I can put.
This is YouTube. You're not supposed to have exposed wood.
Right? It's naked wood, guys. Let's go with my naked maquettes. The good news is I'm not an idiot, so it's not big enough. You can't see it. Ha!
Mmm.
Oh, come on. That was also good.
It may have been good, but it landed kind of awkward.
Well, awkward's my middle name. I'm just going to say that now.
Yeah. I do appreciate the fact that Maya understands that every single conversation with me is always awkward.
She was fine. She liked it. She was having fun. It was a good evening. Now, wait a minute. Did I just do that the wrong way? Oh, totally. Totally. I mean, why would I do this right when I could screw it really up badly? This is why we're doing this now. There we go. I just hope that after all of this crap, you feel loved and supported. I hope you don't feel like you're not loved. That's one of my biggest fears.
Well,
Crap.
no love, no glove, right?
Boy, this is like one of those shows, isn't it?
Yep, sorry. I've been watching like old early 2000 1990 stuff lately. So
I'm
as
just
far as
realizing how much
TV
we're going to get busted for some of this stuff.
Well, I don't think we'll be busted for this stuff, but like some of the stuff I've been like rewatching is like Sabrina the Teenage Witch, My Two Dads. What else have I watched recently? Gilmore Girls, but My Two Dads. So I'm sitting there, and if you've ever watched the show My Two Dads from the late '80s,
Yep.
it's hysterical because you have a younger Paul Reiser, and
You can't trust him.
yeah,
He'll sell you out to the aliens.
exactly. And it's before Mad About You,
I was going to
obviously.
say this is before Helen Hunt and Mad About You.
Yeah, this is before Mad About You. And I'm sitting there and I'm watching it, and what's hysterical is if you're watching this and you don't know the plot line for My Two Dads, is back in the day, DNA tests weren't definitive.
Right.
They basically only tested blood types, essentially, back in the day, in the
Right.
80s. And that's on how they determined whether or not you were biologically related. Because they would look at the genome patterns, they didn't know which it was. They didn't know on how to like really read it. But if the father was O and the baby was O and the mom was A, and then they would say that the baby got the O blood type from the father. That sort of deal. So when they did the DNA test on the girl in the show on these two guys, the blood test came back inconclusive for the blood test, meaning that both potential fathers had the same blood type. So they couldn't make it a definitive answer on who was the actual dad.
Right.
So the girl was supposed to be in the care of both of them based off of that fact.
Uh-huh.
but they sit there and bicker and they interact with one another like
An old married couple.
an old married couple that are just happens to be two guys.
Yep. I remember it. Thought I remember it because at the time I was like, this would be so cool if I was a dad and had to deal with all of these things, because the daughter was cute and wasn't much trouble, and you know what I mean? Like, that would have been fine. I could have handled that, not knowing what really being a dad was like. Because, early 20s, I'm like, no, I could do this. I could do this any day. It'd be fine. Fine. Because I had no idea.
Yep.
Cracks me up every time when I look back on stuff like that, where I was like watching it going, see, she's a good kid. She'd be easy to raise. I could do that in my sleep. And now I have a real kid and I'm like, whoa.
Surprisingly enough, the actress from that show, she went on to Step by Step, but she's now an attorney in I think like an assistant DA in California.
Well, I mean, a lot of kid actors don't stay in the industry because they weren't put in the industry because they wanted to. They were put in the industry because mom told them to. And so,
well, no, in her case, she actually wanted it to be an actress when she was younger, but
sure,
she changed her mind.
Well, grew up. I feel like we all want to be something when we're a kid. And of course, the idea of being famous is great, but you grow up and it's like, well, they all are like that.
Yeah, so her and an old co-star from Step by Step, have a podcast now.
That's cool.
Where they talk about Step by Step with Suzanne Summers, Patrick Duffy, all of them.
Yep.
And what's funny is it's Christina Larkin, which is her co-host, which played the younger stepsister. To her. At one point, she's on the podcast because Christina Larkin was also on Boy Meets World for a guest appearance. And so she went on to the Boy Meets World podcast, and she was sitting there saying, she was just basically, she delayed the podcast a little because she had depositions that she had to get through, and she couldn't do both at the same time.
Yeah, that's fair.
And so I was like, yeah, real world jobs kind of impede on stuff like that. But I just like the fact that we went through the 80s and now we're having a resurgence of the 90s. And I kind of wish that we didn't have resurgence of the 90s.
Yeah.
There's some things about the 90s I just want to be left alone. There's also, early 20-year-olds right now. There's a few of them that are online that basically describe certain hair products like butterfly clips and stuff as, what did one of them call it? That made the rounds. She described butterfly clips as
some fashions in the 90s can be left there, says Brent.
Yeah.
We're not going to argue that one. None of us
not gonna lie about that one.
We're good.
Janko jeans need to stay in the 90s. Just saying. No, but this TikToker was basically going, back in the day, what did you call these things? Um, what did you call these antique things? And tons of people like stitched it going, what do you mean antique? That's a butterfly clip. That was in the 90s.
Right?
That's not an antique.
What you call an antique, Willis? Ow. All right.
No. I'm very sorry, but I'm gonna have to get going.
It's all right. I'm actually thinking of leaving about 20 minutes early too, because just messaged Alex. He's not having a good week. He's like, I should probably walk, and I'm like, you probably should. And so thinking of doing that with him and going for a walk. He's having a rough time, so he didn't make it to Geek Tank last night because he wasn't doing well. And I'm not talking about physically; it's mentally. He's having a rough mental time. So, and
I'm sorry,
all
Brent.
we do over here is mess with this thing, which that's not a problem, but I really should do something. Like get this squared away. Oh, come on, that was good. It's a joke. I've got okay. Never mind.
It's all right.
You still love me anyway.
I am. I'm just getting hungry, and I'm seeing it's very apparent in the way that my body feels right now.
Yep.
So I'm gonna let you guys go. Bye.
I will see you later, and actually, I will let you guys go too, and we will move on to our next thing. I will talk to you guys all tonight, and remember, as always, to find your mouse so that you can click the button.
Mm-hmm.
Keep your eyes on the stars. Bye-bye.
Bye.